If you want to cheat the ageing process and take years off your looks...
I'd like to do that.
Here are our beauty bells with some top tips.
Sometimes we need to step back and reassess our makeup routine. What used to work wonders once doesn't always have the same effect once the skin becomes more mature. However, like many of our favourite celebs, the right products and some simple techniques, you can really cheat years off your look. First up, one of the most important steps to a youthful complexion is to use a primer because it fills in fine lines and open pores and really smooths out the complexion. You only need a pea-sized amount of primer to smooth it over the skin. It's a completely clear product. I think of it as cosmetic polyfiller. One thing to really make sure of is to use it right up under the eyes and on any open pores around the skin as well. After the primer, use a lifting, firming foundation. I really like the Chanel Lift Lumiere because I think it just really works. Use about the size of a 5-pence piece and just blend it all over the face, working from the centre of the face outwards. Before you conceal the rest of the face, go straight to the under-eye concealer, which should be quite pinky and peachy in tone. A really good product for more mature skin is Bobbi Brown Creamy Concealer. Especially conceal that little red tick at the outer corner of the eye. It has a really lifting effect. As a rule, powder looks really aging under the eyes. Try using a brightening powder to smooth out the look of fine lines. I really like the Secret Brightening Powder by Laura Mercier because it's colourless, so any skin tone can use it. Now, to conceal the rest of the face, you really need a yellow base concealer to counteract redness. I'm using L'Oreal Concealer, but if you want to splash out, Becca Compact Concealer is really good too. So, onto the eyes. Cream eyeshadow is much more long-lasting and much more flattering than a powder eyeshadow, which can tend to show up the little lines on the eyes. The best shades to use are something like a coffee or a taupe colour because they're flattering on everyone. A great way to brighten the eyes is to use a little bit of the pale sparkly cream eyeshadow right on the inner corner of the eye, and you can also use it under the eyebrow too. Next, onto eyeliner. Just draw it close to the lash line, but don't worry about making it neat and tidy. Give it a little flick up at the end, which has a really lifting effect. Smudge over the top of that using a small brush or a cotton bud, and that gives a really soft, natural, smoky effect. Now, to brighten up the eyes and make them look bigger, use a pale creamy pencil, not white because that looks too harsh, and just draw it right on the inner rim of the eye. Curling eyelashes is a must. As we get older, lashes get shorter and sparser, so this really helps to make them look longer. Use a mascara with a nice small brush to really grab the lashes and stretch them. Two mascaras with really good small ones are Maybelline Great Lash and Clinique Lash Power. Try and make the eyebrows look really natural by using a pencil that's one shade darker than your hair. Use really light strokes and then brush over afterwards. So onto the cheeks. Avoid powder blush completely. Cream looks so much more youthful. Smile to pronounce the apples of your cheeks. Pat it on with your finger, working up towards the ear, but just be really careful not to get any too close to this nose to mouth line because it can really accentuate them. A liquid highlighter is one of the most important anti-aging products that there is. It makes the skin look so youthful. They contain loads of light reflecting particles which basically blur over fine lines and wrinkles. I'm using Saint Tropez Illuminator in Rose. You literally need the tiniest little bit on your fingertips and just pat it over the cheeks and the cheekbone. We tend to lose a lot of definition in our lips with age, so you need to put that back with a lip pencil. MAC Dervish is really close to most people's lip colour. Just use really soft strokes to apply it. If you want youthful looking lips, go for a sheer lipstick with a bit of a punchy colour because that will brighten the complexion. I'm using No. 7 Sheer Temptation in Excite because it's got a really nice pink base to it. And lastly, powder has to come at the very end to keep your makeup looking fresh. Use a pressed powder like L'Oreal True Match and just sweep it over the centre of the face, avoiding all the creamy products that you've used on the cheek. There you have it, 5 years off your complexion.